Hello everyone, my name is Renee Trion, and I'm going to tell you some tidbits of information that will hopefully help you during your trip to Japan so that you can blend in as much as possible. This may be one of the first things that you notice about the Japanese. According to the book, Communicate, because they are a collectivist culture, they have been raised to think of themselves as part of a group. Their style of communication is one such that respecting relationships is more important than exchanging information. You may view the Japanese as aloof, shy, and walking on eggshells, and there is some truth to that. Also, the Japanese are very sensitive about what others might think of them. Today I'm going to teach you about some Japanese customs, how to bow, their shoe etiquette, and about one of their main religions, Buddhism. Knowing how to bow might help you while in Japan. It is a very important custom there. The Japanese bow all the time. They greet each other by bowing rather than handshaking or hugging. Handshaking is uncommon in Japan, but exceptions are made for foreigners. It is impolite not to return the bow when somebody bows to you. Bowing has many expressions. It says thank you, sorry, hello, goodbye, good morning, excuse me, etc. However, they are most commonly used to ask a favor, make a request, say thank you, or to apologize. I'm going to teach you how to bow properly. How you bow depends on the social status or age of the person that you bow to. If the person is higher social status or older than you, you need to bow deeper and longer. You would bow bending at the waist. Men usually keep their hands at their side. Women usually put their hands together on their thighs with their fingers touching. If it is a casual situation, you can go ahead and bow by nodding your head. You should consider trying it, as you will be considered very polite if you do so. I will demonstrate how you do it. Bowing requires a little space, feet together. If you're a man, hands at your side. If you're a woman, your hands will go in front of you like this on your thighs with the right hand over the left. You start out by looking into the other person's eyes, but as you bow down, you follow their torso with your eyes. So no longer do you look into their eyes. In other words, look down. So women would be like this, and men would be like this. Now that you know how to bow properly, let's move on to another thing that you will be doing while in public, while in Japan, and that is eating. Some pointers that will assist you while eating in Japan are: it is impolite to eat or drink something while walking down the street. In Japan, it is impolite to pour your own drink while you're eating with others. You need to pour your companion's drink, and your companion will pour your drink. It is normal in Japan to pick up your rice or soup bowl and hold it underneath the chin to keep stuff from falling. There is no real custom like help yourself. You need to wait for the host or hostess to offer you something. And it is normal to pay a restaurant or bar bill at the cash register instead of the waiter or waitress. And there is no such thing as tipping in Japan. In addition to knowing how to behave while eating with the Japanese, there are some other basic customs that will hopefully help you to know with their everyday life in Japan. Japanese do not wear shoes indoors. According to Judith Rotman, there is an elaborate shoe etiquette. The basic rule is there's the area for outside shoes and the area for feet. Feet never touch the area for outside shoes, and outside shoes never touch the area for feet. The area for shoes is fairly small, just inside the door, and made of tile, stone, or concrete, below the rest of the floor. Just past it is a raised wooden platform with the main inside floor at an elevated level. In a graceful motion, you step out of your shoes and place your feet on the raised platform. When you leave, you reverse the process. Never do your shoes touch the platform. Never do your feet touch the shoe area. Some other Japanese customs include: there is no such thing as ladies first. Avoid excessive physical and eye contact. The Japanese often use silence for communication as much as they do speaking. Exchanging business cards is necessary in formal introductions. You should extend your card to the other person with the right side up to them, upside down to you. You receive the card in the same manner. Receive it with both your hands. You need to look at it before you will put it in your pocket, and do not put it in your pants pocket and sit on it in front of them. If you have to blow your nose, leave the room. In Japan, the whole family uses the same bath water, so if you are invited to another person's home, Most likely you'll be given the privilege of using the bath water first. Do not drain the water out after you are done. The Japanese are very orderly when they form lines or waiting in lines. They seldom fidget and are seldom impatient. Jaywalking is uncommon in Japan. The Japanese people tend to be less animated than us Westerners while talking. So if you tend to be, you do gestures a lot with your hands and arms when you talk to them, and you have a Japanese partner, he may seem to be distracted by that. The Japanese normally do not hold doors open for people following behind them. And on crowded trains, it is customary to give up your seat to an elderly person. All of these pointers will definitely help you with fitting in while in Japan and hopefully minimize some of your culture shock. Now I'm going to talk just a little bit about one of Japan's two major religions, Buddhism. Per the Religious Tolerance website, Buddhism is the fourth largest religion in the world. I wanted to share a few things about it so at least you're familiar with it. One belief is in reincarnation. Another belief is that all things change. Buddha was convinced that suffering lay at the end of all existence. To want things is to suffer. He believed that suffering exists, there is a cause for suffering, and that there can be an end to suffering if you follow an eightfold path. Buddhism teaches how to overcome problems and difficulties by understanding and preventing their causes. Whereas we usually look to outward circumstances for the causes of our problems, Buddhism teaches to look inwards. Buddha showed how feelings of dissatisfaction arise from negative states of mind, primarily anger, attachment, and ignorance, and offered methods to eliminate these by developing generosity, compassion, wisdom, and other positive states of mind. Japanese customs may seem a little unusual to us. By following the suggestions that I have explained, you should be able to travel your way through Japan, avoiding any uncomfortable situations. The most important things to remember are to bow to any acquaintances, take off your shoes before entering anyone's home, and to refrain from tipping. I'm also going to pass out a handout with some fun facts on Japan that everybody can take with them today.